Un aplauso para los músicos, por favor.
Martín, no paren, solo él va a hacer un anuncio ya. Ya, ese micrófono.
Welcome. How are you? Good. We're going to start in 5 minutes. So one more song.
Bueno, ¿cómo están los bailarines? You guys warming up? Stretching? We are playing traditional Colombian music, música colombiana en un formato tradicional, gaitas y tambores. These are the gaita flutes, 2 flutes. La gaita hembra, the female, plays the melody, leads the pack. La gaita macho, the male flute, plays the bass accompaniment, and the maraca. These are the indigenous instruments from our tradition, and they are accompanied by the Afro-Colombian drums, right? And then we sing in Spanish. So 3 cultures came together back in the 16th century, created this music, these instruments, and today here in Queens, New York, 21st century, same instruments, same music, different musicians. But here we are. All right.
Let's go, Jumaane and Ana Maria!
All right, gracias.
Así sí está aquí.
Jumaane,
Ahí está embarazada.
Salimos a la 1:30.
¿Está bien en español, verdad? Sí. Buenas tardes a todos, soy Daniel. Para los que no me conocen, es un gusto estar aquí. En un momento voy a pasar el micrófono a nuestros candidatos. Gracias. Lo único, estamos repartiendo unos materiales de la campaña, ¿verdad? Ustedes pueden llevar eso a la casa. También, obviamente, estamos celebrando lo de las peticiones el día de hoy y a la vez sabemos que tenemos que seguir, ¿verdad?, dando impulso a esta campaña. Una de las formas más importantes es a través de donaciones. Si ustedes están dispuestos a contribuir a la campaña, si no lo han hecho, que lo hagan. Si lo han hecho, que lo hagan otra vez. Lo pueden hacer en el sitio web que está ahí o sacando una foto del código QR que está ahí en cada pancarta. Le va a llevar al sitio web de la campaña y ahí hay un botón que dice Donate, donar, ¿verdad? Y ahí pueden procesar una donación con su tarjeta de crédito. So just saying to folks, thanks everybody for coming. We are celebrating petitions. We also need to continue to build the infrastructure of the campaign. One of the ways that we do that is through donations. So if you have donated, consider donating again. If you haven't, please do so today. There's a lot of great materials that we're gonna give to folks who've been so involved in the campaign thus far. And the way to do it is go to the campaign website, or you can scan the QR code. It'll take you to the campaign website, and you can hit the donate button. And you can also, we don't have signs, but you can also do the same for Jumaane's campaign. It's jumaane.us, is that right?
JumaneWilliams.com.
JumaneWilliams.com. We have a lot of different codes. So you can also go to JumaneWilliams.com and make a contribution. Entonces también si quieren hacer una contribución a la campaña de Jumaane, están corriendo juntos, es JumaneWilliams.com. Sin cualquier otra demora, estoy muy emocionada de poder presentar a nuestra candidata para vicegobernadora del estado.
Hola mi gente.
¡Oh!
Qué rico verlos aquí. I am so happy to see you all here. Me siento muy, muy, muy feliz y muy agradecida de ser parte de esta comunidad, de ser hija del movimiento de los inmigrantes y de tener la confianza y el apoyo y las ideas y la energía de la gente de nuestra comunidad que lucha todos los días para que nosotros, todas y todos, podamos tener vidas dignas, vidas felices, vidas sabrosas, vidas que nos permitan soñar. I am so honored to be here to celebrate our communities, to be the daughter of the immigrant rights movement, to be raised and supported and trusted by people who are working every day to make sure that all of us can have lives that are full of dignity, that are full of joy, that are delicious to live, and that all of us do the work that it takes to build a more just society. I have been so moved by the contributions of so many of you who have volunteered your time, your ideas, your energy to overcome what was a really challenging first test of leadership, which was to collect thousands, almost 40,000 petition signatures.
Oh!
To make sure that in June, the people of New York have a choice in elections. They can choose someone who has been fighting for them every single day of his life, that has been fighting to make sure that in New York, everyone has a home, that in New York, all the children have access to quality education, that in New York, working families have the access to the systems of support that allow us to live well. And that is my friend and my partner in crime, Jumaane Williams.
Oh!
My one and only candidate for governor of the state of New York.
Oh!
And someone whose steps I've been celebrating and been inspired by and been following for many, many years. Jumaane has been, like me, actually, a child of immigrant New Yorkers. Someone who has lived directly both the joy of being in New York and the challenges of being in New York. Someone whose own life exemplifies both how we have to fight for our dreams and actually address the struggles of our people, and who has taken that spirit into office every single day as a council member, as a public advocate, and as a candidate for governor. And I'm so, so, so excited to welcome Jumaane here to Terraza. I want to say thank you to several people. I want to say thank you to the Working Families Party here, for trusting us to try to lift, to be sort of the ambassadors of the idea that in the state of New York, we could build a society, a state where working families are supported, celebrated, and that we have policies that actually allow people to live well. To Working Families Party, I want to say thank you to the members of Make the Road Action and New York Communities for Change and Citizen Action and CUP and CODA, and I am forgetting people.
Inviting us and support our community.
Yes.
Oh.
And I want to take a moment to thank volunteers who have just done so much. Tom and Michelle right here. So much. So many people have just given so much time to make sure that we get on the ballot. And this is not an easy task. It's often not a fun task, but it is a beautiful test of an effort to make sure that our democracy is reflective of the voices, the spirit, the aspirations, the dreams of our people. And so we now have almost 40,000 New Yorkers who tell us that they want us on the ballot because they want that choice.
Oh!
Juan Esteban, who spent many days petitioning all across the city. Quiero decir un poquito en español que me siento muy, muy, muy honrada de tener la confianza de esta comunidad y me siento muy conmovida por todos los esfuerzos de toda la gente que ha dado de su tiempo, de su energía, de su visión, su dinero para que en Nueva York tengamos la oportunidad de votar por alguien como Jumaane Williams, alguien que viene de nuestras comunidades, que representa las luchas y los sueños de nuestra gente, que ha demostrado su compromiso para luchar por la justicia y que es mi compañero de lucha en este momento, mi candidato para gobernador. Y quiero también decir que este esfuerzo de tratar de poner, de lograr todas estas firmas, que conseguimos casi 40,000, es el esfuerzo colectivo de muchos, es el esfuerzo del Partido de las Familias Trabajadoras, de Se Hace Camino en Acción, New York Communities for Change, CUP, Citizen Action, CODA, muchas otras organizaciones y gente, individuos que han dado mucho, mucho, mucho. Entonces esta es una fiesta de celebración de la visión colectiva, de la energía colectiva, de nuestros esfuerzos colectivos para construir una sociedad más justa. Y con eso quiero invitar a Jumaane al micrófono. Please help me welcome Jumaane to the mic.
¡Bravo!
Hola, ¿cómo está?
Bien, bien.
Perdón, no hablo español. Let's give it up for Ana Maria, the next Lieutenant Governor of New York State. Thank you, Terraza. Did I say that right, Terraza?
Yeah.
This is an awesome space, man. This is beautiful. Thank you. It shows whatever you give us, we're going to make something beautiful out of it. I just love this space and the sense of community that's created by this. And thank you, everybody, all the folks that Ana Maria mentioned, and so much more, for volunteering time, giving whatever pennies you could. It's really important because we're just two folks, but we're doing our best to represent a movement in the state. If you went to the Democratic Convention, I don't know how many people went out there. It's a pageantry. It's a fake convention that's set up for people who are already in office, for the governor, to make it seem like there's a tremendous groundswell of support. And so they didn't let us on the ballot through the convention that they had the ability to. So they figured if they don't let us on the convention, we'll never have what we need to get on the ballot. But what they don't know is that we're organizers. And so all they did was give us something to organize around. And so you are the reason that we're going to be able to get on the ballot despite everything the status quo did to prevent that from happening. We came together, we got resources, almost 40,000 signatures. With that many, they might even decide to challenge. There's a point where it's like, forget it, they got it, and they just let us on. And that's because of you. So I want us to give you a round of applause for that, because that's amazing. They have millions of dollars, but we have the people. We have a lot of folks who are going to work with us, and that's what really matters. This is an important time in New York State, because I always say we lost tens of thousands of people during this pandemic. Everybody knows people that we lost. And all I keep hearing from this governor and other folks is that we have to get back to normal. And Ana Maria and I keep saying, no, normal didn't work for the folks who live in this community, who live in Queens, who live in New York City, in New York State. It didn't work for them. Normal means that people were getting evicted, were getting foreclosed on, and billionaires are getting billions of tax dollars when they don't need it to build stadiums in Buffalo. That's what normal provides. And what we're saying is that normal doesn't work anymore. So while we want to normalize people's lives, we want $1 billion to go to gun violence prevention and victim services, not to the Buffalo Bills stadium.
Bravo! Bravo!
And that's what leadership is. Can you imagine a governor is holding up the budget right now, not to get more money to people who need it, who are trying to pay for healthcare, who are trying to pay for their housing, but because she wants to get $1 billion to the Buffalo Bills, and she wants to reverse decades worth of work around criminal justice reform. At one time saying bail reform has nothing to do with crime increasing, but we're going to change it anyway so we can get more black and brown bodies in jails and in prison. That's not leadership. That's not the normal that we want in New York, the normal we want in New York City. We are both sons and daughters of immigrants. We understand the immigrant experience. That means we understand the American experience, because people out here look like America. And so we can't forget who helped this city and this state move forward during this pandemic. Don't call our communities essential and then treat them as expendable when it comes to the budget.
Bravo! Bro!
You should be holding up the budget because the excluded workers fund is not funded properly. That's why you should be holding up the budget. You should be holding up the budget because there's no good cause. You should be holding up the budget because our public safety plan that says invest in communities aren't quite funded. That's what leadership is. So I'm proud to stand here as a gubernatorial governor candidate, but I'm more proud to stand here with a lieutenant governor candidate who's going to make sure that when things don't go right, she's going to pull me by the ear and try to whisper, But if I don't listen, she's coming straight to the people to let them know what's going on. And that's the type of lieutenant governor we need in office, not one that's going to go along to get along because it's politically expedient. That's what we've seen for so long. But somebody's going to say the seat that they're holding is not more important than the people of the state of New York. And that's the kind of campaign that we're pushing forward. That's the kind of campaign we need you to step up and step out continually. So we're so happy to be celebrating today. So we got to take some time to celebrate those small victories as organizers. Keep moving, keep moving. So tonight we celebrate. Tomorrow we get back to work. Peace and blessings, everybody. Have a nice day. Thank you so much.
Hoy celebramos, ¿no? Pero mañana nos ponemos las pilas y seguimos peleando y seguimos luchando. No, mañana luchamos, sí. I want to ask Divya from the Working Families Party, someone who has been doing so much work to get us on the ballot, to share some words.
Hi, everybody. I don't know why they asked me to speak after the future governor and the future lieutenant governor. Kind of a tough act to follow. My name is Divya. I'm the senior organizer with the Working Families Party. Just let's give each other a round of applause. We did it. We did it. We did it. When we made this endorsement, when we endorsed Jumaane and Ana Maria, it wasn't, it wasn't Sochi, it wasn't me, it wasn't staff making this decision. It was our members making this decision. It was the people making the decision. It was working people from across New York State coming together and saying, just to like Jumaane and Ana Maria's points, the status quo isn't working. We need something more. We need a campaign that's going to be about the issues. We need a campaign that's going to be about winning good cause eviction, winning housing justice for all, protecting bail reform, right? Fighting against all the things that affect working people every day. And so we came together and we endorsed these two incredible candidates because that's what New York deserves, right? That's what working people deserve. And it was really hard to collect all these petitions and get people on the ballot, but it showed the strength of our party, right? And the strength isn't just in staff or our members, it's our coalition that we built. It's Make the Road, it's NYCC, it's Citizen Action, it's the left coming together to make a difference, right? And showing that politics doesn't have to be backroom deals and, billionaires making decisions and giving money to sway the votes, right? Like it can be about working people coming together and building something, and that's what we've done. So I want to thank you all. I want to thank Miriam, who's collected a lot of petitions. Our Queen's Chapter Rock. I want to thank Make the Road, because you all give me so much love and energy. This has been really, really hard, but when you look at a room like this, when you look at candidates like this, it's like, we can do it. We can build something. It gives me a lot of hope. So thank you all. Very excited to be here and very excited to go knock on doors, make phone calls, text. Let's do all of it. Let's get them elected.
Thank you, Divya. Miriam, thank you. I want to ask Jamel from Citizen Action to come to the mic.
All right, good afternoon. Happy Sunday. I always say before I like to get into my speeches, even in this celebratory experience, isn't it a beautiful day for activism? Isn't it a beautiful day for organizing? Isn't it a beautiful day to stand up for the thousands of voices that we are representing right now in this space? So first and foremost, give yourselves a hand, because this would not be possible without the people. I am honored to be of service as the Regional Council Chair for the New York City chapter of Citizen Action of New York. And Citizen Action has been on the ground working with these phenomenal leaders from day one. And I just want to say, before I even get into what I have to say, personally, as a kid from Brooklyn, as a kid who currently lives in NYCHA, who is a proud 4-time CUNY graduate, pursuing his doctorate, to see leadership that has authenticity, that understands the struggles from where we come from, that understands that no matter what, we can rise up in spite of. This is a historic moment, and I am honored to stand in this presence as the next leadership. This is our next leadership for the state of New York. So I'm here to say that in this vision, I'm here to talk about housing. Housing is a what? Come on, organizers. Housing is a what? All right. So imagine the reality when our next state leadership, like Jumaane Williams and Ana Maria, comes in, where they pass bills that says housing is equally accessible, 100% affordable, not the political jargon that you hear of affordable. Imagine those who live in public housing have an opportunity to go from public housing to home ownership.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Imagine a society where mortgages and rent go down, where New Yorkers actually come back because they left because it was too expensive to live. This is the opportunity that we have. And on behalf of Citizen Action and on behalf of all of New Yorkers across the state, we are ready to hit the ground for you. We are ready to knock on doors. We are ready to knock on doors. We're ready to knock on doors. And we're ready to shake the room. So thank you all so much. Let's get to work, but let's celebrate this moment right now. Thank you all so much.
Oh.
Thank you, Jamel, and Citizen Action. And now I want to ask mi hermana, the person who taught me how to do outreach when I was 21 and she was 15 years old, Julissa Bisogno, to the mic.
All right. I feel so emotional right now. Anita's my godmother in the movement, you know what I'm saying? Brought me into the community organizing role. She says I taught her outreach, but she was like, you're gonna be a badass community organizer one day. So, thank you, Anita. For folks that don't know me, my name is Julissa Bisogno. I'm with Make the Road Action. And I'm super thrilled to be here today, along with these folks. Anita, who has been in the trenches for the last 2 decades, you know what I'm saying? Building healthy immigrant families, putting our voices out there, right? And fighting for bold, progressive policy. Also, Jumaane, like city council, like I remember us like fighting for paid sick days in New York City when folks were like, that ain't happening during the Bloomberg days. You ain't trying to get paid sick days here in New York City. So, just so glad to be here with everyone and super excited that we finally passed the first hurdle, getting petitions finally filled out. So now it's like, let's take it to the next level, which is making sure that Jumaane and Ana Maria win the primaries, all right? And then bringing it home and getting the governor and lieutenant in New York State, right? So we gotta bring it home, right? By having these 2 folks here, we're gonna make sure it's gonna give the opportunity for New York to really address the long-term disinvestment for our social safety net, which has hurt our Black and brown communities, our immigrant communities, and low-income communities across New York State. We know that the economic development for our communities is passing bills that will help New Yorkers, such as child care for all, coverage for all, and fair. Here, going up in the buses, fighting. Right now, I'm like turning out members to be like, we gotta go to Albany tomorrow because we and we still gotta fight for childcare, for immigrant families. We gotta make sure there's housing, right? We gotta make sure there's no rollback for bail reform, right? That ain't right. This is why we gotta make sure that we elect Jumaane and Ana Maria. So that we make sure we're gonna have to make sure that we are gonna have people that are gonna fight for us, that have the real political courage today, because all the governor cares right now, the Kathy and Benjamin, all they care about is the rich, the super wealthy, the people that give to their campaigns. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. That's why we need to make sure that we're gonna knock on doors. We're gonna do phone banking. We're gonna donate because we need coins too. You know what I'm saying? To make this happen. All right? So I need to make sure that everyone steps up. You know what I'm saying? Everyone volunteer. When you see us texting y'all, calling y'all, like, we need you to turn out, please turn out. You know what I'm saying? We need to get out the vote. Bueno, rapidito, lo voy a decir en español porque tú sabes que mi gente se pone brava si no lo digo. Julissa de Make the Road Action. So, estoy aquí bien, súper emocionada aquí con Ana María, que va a correr para vicegobernadora, y Jumaane, que va a correr para gobernador. Son dos personas que han estado con nuestra comunidad de décadas trabajando, empujando para que nuestras comunidades no se queden atrás. Básicamente, cada año estamos yendo a Albany porque cada año hay recortes más y más para nuestras comunidades inmigrantes, a nuestras comunidades de color, y eso no está bien. A nuestras familias de bajos recursos siempre son los que están sufriendo. Antes de la pandemia estábamos sufriendo y ahora durante la pandemia estamos sufriendo más. En este momento estamos luchando. El presupuesto no se ha terminado. ¿Por qué? Porque eso está pasando. Porque la gobernadora solo le importa de los multimillonarios, los ricos. Por eso, hoy en día, nosotros tenemos que sacar el voto. Sacar el voto porque necesitamos la gente que en verdad va a dar la cara por nosotros. Entonces, por eso, necesito que ustedes, cuando nosotros les llamemos, le decimos, necesitamos que nos ayuden a tocar puertas. Necesitamos que ayuden a hacer llamadas. Y también necesitamos fondos. Porque se necesita dinero también con estas elecciones. Ustedes no escuchen, porque tengamos que en verdad ayudar a estos compañeros a que los ponemos en liderazgo, porque ellos son los que tienen la valentía para sacar a nuestras comunidades adelante. So, mi gente, cuando reciban una llamadita mía, ustedes ya saben que lo estoy llamando para que saquen el voto y nos ayuden a ayudar a que Ana María y Jumaane sean nuestro nuevo liderazgo en el estado de Nueva York.
Nosotros siempre tenemos un ritual de celebración del poder colectivo. We always have this ritual of celebration of collective power, which is the unity clap, the unity applause. So we're going to do it now. We're going to take a picture. We're going to do it now. We're going to listen to some music. We're going to take a picture. Do not go anywhere. Entonces, ustedes saben cómo empieza el aplauso de unidad. ¿Quién quiere empezar? ¿Alguien?
One thing I forgot to say, we also have to put Democrats on notice, because just being a Democrat is not enough. Because we have Democrats in power that have still caused our people to be suffering. So any blue just won't do. All right.
My Queens team, yes, signature collectors. Rain, cold, we're out there.
Ana María, si ustedes están aquí, va a ser mejor si tratan de acercarse un poquito más. This is going to be very hard. Beautiful. Okay. I don't know. No sé cómo lo quieren hacer. Si ustedes pueden ponerse de pie, para acá. Vamos a sacar una foto con todos. ¿Hay una forma de tapar esa luz o no?
Sí, llévala hacia abajo.
Eso. Ok. Que se metan aún más. Un segundito, por favor. Ok, super, estamos bien.
María apoyando a Ana María hoy en su evento. Mucha suerte, Ana María. Best of luck for you and all of us in this fight against the abusive system. Right? It's an abusive system. That's all we're doing. Just fighting the abuser to oppressor. Ok, tambores colombianos, gaitas colombianas. Seguimos. ¿Cómo está el sonido? ¿Bien? ¿Bien? Ok.
Un anuncio super breve. A quick announcement. While we're enjoying this music, we also have to remember it does not end here, it only begins. So, I want to ask two things. Tengo dos pedidos. Dos pedidos. Un anuncio. Two questions. Dos preguntas. Dos acciones. Estamos acá para pensar, pero también para tomar acción. Dos cosas. La primera cosa es, si quieren hacer una pequeña donación, pueden usar el volante, el póster. Tiene la cuadrita, QR code en su teléfono. Lo va a llevar, como lo hacen en un menú en los restaurantes, les va a llevar a la página web donde pueden hacer una contribución. No salgan de aquí sin hacerlo. Por favor. Ellos son los millonarios, billonarios, pero nosotros somos más. Uno. El segundo es, allá en el website pueden también poner su nombre y su email para involucrarse en la campaña. Favor de hacer eso y compartir el website con 5 personas. ¿Ok? ¿Se puede?
Sí.
¿Se puede?
Sí, se puede.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Damos un segundo para que hagan la tarea que les pusieron. Hey.
Sí, no, sí, Martín, lo que pasa es que estaba hablando él, por eso le subí. Ya, prueba. Sí, dale.
Sonido.
Dale.
Sonido, eso sí.
Probando.
Pero ustedes sí están igual. Yo estaba manipulando. Ok.
Probando sonido. Probando el chorizo. Probando la papa. Sí.
Ya se queda la comida
aplauso para los bailarines.